you're making love, and he does this. It affects you bodily. I mean, you go, it's like pushing a piece of wood into gears. It's like, it all comes to a halt. That's a quality of the feminine that I'm trying to make plain because people disown that and do what you did, diminish it and reduce it. I'm saying that's the nature of the cosmos. Everything's interconnected. You can't tweak this without this being tweaked. You are that. You are that. That's why how long did it take you to choose what you're going to put on today before coming here? As the feminine, you feel, it's not, so the first stage feminine goes, I want to look good. I want everyone to give me attention. So you get dressed up and you put on makeup and you come in here and you're checking out what everyone else is wearing and you want to make sure your cleavage is just right. Not too much. Okay. So all of us have that kind of first stage Jerry Springer part of us. There's a masculine version of that too. Like, so let's hold that. Let's include that in all of us. And then let's also include the part of us that reacts to that and goes, I'm much more than that. But there's also a part of you that's much more than that. And that part of you is the part of you that's waiting, dying to bow your head in devotion to the divine, to be overwhelmed by God. And that can be your moment-to-moment practice. It can be your practice sexually. When it is your practice sexually, and you're playing the feminine side, which you might not always do, but in that moment, you surrender to be that connected to everything. Everything influences you. That's why you might find yourself crying, and you don't know why. And when a masculine person asks you, it's perverse. I'm like, so what's wrong? You might not even know. Are you happy? Are you sad? The feminine doesn't have to, because the weather pattern could shift out here and you feel it in your emotions. And then the way that person's angling their head affects you. And then you're like walking across the room and someone's perfume wafts by and you remember something that happened as a child. And so all of this is going on. The feminine is all of that. Now, I just took a tiny little thing. I mean, do you have a sense in your body, excuse me, how immense the universe is? I mean, not just the visible universe, the multidimensional isness of stuff is so huge and complex that any masculine attempt to analyze it's useful, but a tiny little thing. You don't have to do that in your feminine. You can be that whole thing. So that then, crying, laughing, that's not ditziness. That's galaxies swirling around each other and supernovas taking place in the cosmos and black holes sucking everything in. You are that. You've been a black hole. You've been a supernova, sometimes seconds after each other at the same time, with no understanding of why. No one knows why. No one knows why anything's here. No one knows what caused. I mean, it's so complex. That's the feminine. To surrender into the hugeness. And the feeling of that is a kind of, because you're connected to everything, you just yearn. You're yearning for love in every dimension and direction. Giving love, receiving love. So the essential feminine disposition in all of us, when we're identified with life, is heart yearning, compassion, but a yearning compassion, especially sexually. A yearning to express, a yearning to commune, not a neediness. So bimbos are needy. First stage, feminine is I'm nothing without a partner. I need a partner. Second stage is I don't need anyone. I'm whole unto myself. And third stage is I'm not even whole, I'm all. You don't say that. So it's almost impossible, I've discovered, to describe these aspects of existence without people immediately typifying them into the first stage. Men are this, women are this, or something like that. And it doesn't matter how much I say anything to the contrary. It appears people receive it into their box that has those categories. I'm saying overwhelm your partner as the cosmos. Show him or her, show him so much yearning, not neediness. Neediness means you're incomplete without him. Yearning is the overflow of devotion. Overflow your devotional response to existence to him and see what happens. Especially sustain that overflow when he's rejecting you. Sustain that overflow when he's looking at other women. Sustain that overflow when he's pulling away, going into his head, analyzing you, criticizing you, trying to fix you, making you practice, making you breathe a certain way, talking with you. All the things that sustain that. Show him in your face. What is the face of yearning that he could not help but enter? What is the body of yearning that he could not help but enter? What is the heart of yearning that he could not help but enter? What practices do you have to do so your body can conduct it? What practices do you have to do just so your hand can conduct love? So that you could use your hand in a way that is art instead of, like, well, that's the lifelong development of your sexual arts. And doing whatever therapy you need to around the bimbo rejection, as well as the yogic practice of displaying the cosmic bimbo, would be good practices.
Over Christmas, I met a woman who we liked each other quite a lot, but she lives in a far distant town. And as the situation is, I can't move. It would require her to move.
I've been doing her once a week. She's fine.
I feel much better. And I already have sort of shown up in the sense of, I'm very serious about this. I'm really ready to do this if you want to do it. And that's been done, but it's too soon. And so I'm now going to have to sustain some quality of being present, giving time for this to develop in the face of some great insecurity. Now, I can handle the therapeutic aspect of that, but I'm asking you for help in dealing with the yogic practice of courtship.
Ooh, interesting question. The yogic practice of courtship, wow. How often do you speak with her on the phone or connect with her in any way?
Pretty much every day, and we're visiting maybe monthly. But there's times in the calls where my anxious longing undercuts my flow.
Yeah, definitely. Have you, I don't mean just you, all of us. Have you ever had another girlfriend?
Yes.
In your life? Did you ever feel that girlfriend was the girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. So you know that you're in an illusory state that this relationship is.
I guess I do.
Well, can you feel the difference in your disposition right now? Do you feel how you just laughed? You're humorous, you're softer, you're more relaxed, you're hanging loose. That's the yogic discipline. 1A. So 1A, have the humor to realize this is a temporary display of your mind appearing as your girlfriend, testing your capacity to recognize love, or whatever part of that you can feel. So the psychological part is you're talking with her on the phone, you notice yourself. I mean, it's really important. There's so many women. There are so many moments, and this woman is going to piss you off and make you happy, and piss you off and make you happy, and fuck your best friend and fuck you, and not fuck your best friend and not fuck you. And look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. The Tibetans have these exercises like where you visualize your sexual partner filled with pus and